Alright, in this problem we are simplifying a complex rational expression. So what this means is, complex just means that there's fractions within the fraction. So what we need to do is come up with our overall LCD, and then we're going to multiply the top and bottom by that LCD. Alright, now before we do that, we're going to need to factor this fraction, this denominator right here, to make sure we know what that LCD is going to be. We need the factored form of all the expressions. So we got a 1, and then this down here on the bottom we'll factor to. We need two numbers that multiply to -10 and add to -3. So that's going to be a -5 and a +2. Alright, and then we got a x minus 5 here and x plus 2 here. So since one denominator ends up being the product of the other two denominators, then that combination, that x minus 5, x plus 2, will be our common denominator. Okay, so that's what we're going to end up multiplying by. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x minus 5, x plus 2. Alright, now on the top, there's only one factor up here on the top, so we can go ahead and multiply that. And you see, x plus 2 and x plus 2 will cancel, and we're left with just x minus 5 times 1. So the new numerator is going to be x minus 5 times 1 is just x minus 5. Alright, the denominator is a little bit more tricky. With the denominator, we got to distribute, so both of these terms get multiplied by this. So on the denominator, I got a x minus 5 x plus 2 times 1 over x minus 5 x plus 2. So when I distribute to this one, this will cancel with everything and leave me with just the 1 in the numerator. Alright, so the 1 from the numerator will actually be down in this denominator. So this term right here is just left with a 1. Okay, but the x minus 5 x plus 2 from that piece is gone. Alright, it's gone through to this piece, but now it kind of resets and it has to go to here because we distributed. So this gets multiplied by this and leaves us with a 1, but now this is going to get multiplied by this term. So it's the distributive property. It's like we're distributing it through to this entire thing, and so it took out the denominator here because it was the same thing, and it's left with this 1. But here we're going to distribute again, and now it's going to cancel out with that minus 5 and just leave us with an x plus 2. So there's a plus in the middle there, and then there's an x plus 2. Alright, and then we clean up. We got x minus 5, and then 1 plus 2, those are like terms, so just with a 3, so we have an x, and then 2 plus 1 is 3. So there's where the x plus 3 is coming from in this simplified version of the answer. Okay, see, when you distribute through, you gotta multiply that common denominator by both terms in there. One clears it out completely and leaves you with the 1. So this came from there, and then this times this gave us that other one, and right there in the middle was the plus sign. So that's where it all came from. We distributed this whole entire thing in to both of these things because of the plus sign we had to distribute it through. So that we ended up with an x plus 2 plus 1, which gave us that x plus 3.